It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. Schedule released this week. We're already seeing things leak. Why even have a day where it's coming out when you're just going to leak it all ahead of time? I don't know, but Hellestrae's here, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. It's a great Tuesday. Gonna have another grandkid here on Friday. But before that, probably more exciting news, NFL schedule for you. Steve, you know why they do this. They whet your appetite. I've heard radio stations around the country. They spend 5 segments going over what's the perfect schedule for my home team and who do we want to open with? Who cares? Is it really that slow? We got things to talk about right here. If we don't have 2 segments set up to talk about your boy Paul Sewald, who you should absolutely never get rid of, if we don't have 2 segments to talk about him, then I'm going to walk off the set.
All right, well, see you later then.
Well, what?
Hey, by the way, really quick, Dallas Cowboys are facing the Philadelphia Eagles on Week 12. Do the math here. That's Thanksgiving week. Obviously, Thursday, Thanksgiving. Dallas Cowboys and your Philadelphia Eagles battling it out on that day. That actually might be a fun little game.
Yeah, but it's a day of giving thanks. Why would you invite anything Philadelphia?
So much anger in that game, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, division foes. Angriness going into Dallas on top of it, and it's interesting. Interesting matchup there as well. But the other big news, Bruce Cooper off the next couple of weeks. I forgot, Dale. He's going on a little cruise. His wife's done working. Her, if you don't know, she works. I'm going to say for the Suns, but she works at the arena for Suns game. When that ends, man, Bruce Cooper gets called to do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So he's on a cruise here for the next couple of shows. So will not be in today. So just so everybody knows out there, he texted me at 1 o'clock this morning to remind me, Dale.
That means he's in a different time zone.
He's coming from L.A.
What's that?
He's going to L.A. No, he stays up late and he sleeps in. He gets up when it for us in St. Vincent de Paul is the reason he gets up early.
Yeah,
that's it. Other than that, he sleeps in. But so he's cruise out of L.A. Just so you know, Dale.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to say where he's going because I don't want the guy to get mobbed. But so Bruce Cooper enjoying his time off, his retirement. He has to, his wife has to get done working her stuff and everything in order for them to enjoy their retirement, and I'm all for it.
Yes.
It's so much fun from that.
He will be missed.
Get out of this 110-degree heat as well.
Yeah. Ugh. Great timing.
Oof. Yeah, your Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Breaking news, Dale, this morning. Breaking news, just confirmed on top of it.
I actually got a call from Jerry last night around 8 o'clock.
You
He told me that was
coming up?
Yeah.
He said, well, Dale,
yeah.
Let me tell you something. There's a fly fishing and a roasting thing, and the Eagles are coming to Texas and Thanksgiving. What he said to you? You're the first to know, Dale.
Let Big Steve know.
Yeah, I don't want to bother him. He scares me. Pass it along, would you? Breaking news, though, breaking. It is confirmed by multiple sources now. We saw remnants of it earlier. Steve Adams was kind of the first one that kind of put it out there. Then you started seeing other guys do it. Nick Picoro has now officially, about a minute before showtime, Diamondbacks traded Alec Thomas. He was on my list of something to talk about because I was like, they DFA'd him, but they didn't put him on the waiver list because they were working on trades. And I was like, what the heck?
Right.
Yeah, I'm furious about this.
Stop.
The Arizona Diamondbacks, if you haven't heard yet, breaking news, trading Alec Thomas. They're getting a low-level outfielder named Jose Requena from the team they're trading it from. Before I tell you what team they traded with, Dale, tell us about Jose Requena.
17-year-old, received a $335,000 as part of their overseas program in the program to which he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say the program he's coming with, I'll take a bunch of their guys.
even a low-level
I'll take
outfielder
a bunch of their guys.
That'll never see the time of day in that
I
organization.
I got a nephew who was in Oklahoma City. He goes back to visit periodically. Has a relationship with the AAA team of this particular team that's in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
He said there are at least 4, 5, 6 guys who are stuck there.
Absolutely.
Hitting the cover off the ball.
Absolutely. Just like Alec Thomas is being made an example of because there's guys behind him that you want to see as opposed to him.
Yes.
So he's being the one that's being there's other guys struggling on this team that they keep on here.
Yeah.
But there's a guy behind him that wants to get up there. So great. So we're bringing another. Him and Drew Jones can battle it out in the whatever they're in nowadays, California Fall League or whatever they're playing in.
Well, tell me this: do you believe that the Diamondbacks gave Alec Thomas ample opportunity?
Yes. Alec Thomas's problem is he had a kid behind him that everybody wanted to see. And the Diamondbacks have been trying to trade Alec Thomas for like 2 years now. I'm not upset with unloading Alec Thomas. I get it. Like if you're going to trade Blaze Alexander, you're trading Alec Thomas. I'm surprised. I would have traded Alec Thomas before Blaze Alexander.
Right.
But my problem is you traded him. I believe Alec Thomas is going to figure out whatever his problem is right now. He's going to figure it out, and he's going to be a good ball player for the rest of his career. He's not going to be one of these kids that goes someplace and then you never hear from him again, and it's like, oh, Diamondbacks made a good move. I think he's going to figure it out. I have good hope. Just like Blaze Alexander, I think he's going to make a name for himself. Are they going to be Hall of Famers? No. But they're going to be good. Why are you bolstering this team back up again with a guy that has potential to be good for them?
Who they sent him to? The first place Oakland A's?
It wasn't the first place Padres, I can tell you that, who are now in first place in the NL West. So the Dodgers needed help, folks. They traded with the Dodgers. The Dodgers are doing the Diamondbacks a favor. They're taking the rest of his salary, the $1.45 million that he's owed. And they got this low-level outfielder, this 17-year-old from their organization. That's the best deal you could come up with.
Obviously it was.
Whatever. Diamondbacks just want the Dodgers to be good all the time. That's actually why I'm upset about it. One is I firmly believe Alec Thomas has a future in this league. He is not a bust. I firmly believe he's got to figure it out. The reason why he wasn't given time here, whereas other guys are being given time, is because of the backlog they have in young guys in the outfield that they need to start calling up. That's why Alec Thomas isn't here right now. Otherwise, they would have sent him down, moved him around. It's just we don't need you here no more. We got kids that are going to be better than you behind you. At least they believe they're going to be better. That's the reason why. But to trade him to the Dodgers, where he's going to Dale, he's going to go out there and he's going to hit 300 with the Dodgers and home runs galore, diving and catching plays in the outfield. You've just improved the Dodgers.
Well, if in fact he does that, then some Chinese spy needs to infiltrate the Dodgers organization and figure out what they're doing differently than the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You don't think that the Dodgers as an organization are running circles around the Diamondbacks with their
I am with their drafting and all that, but I'm also looking at it'd be different if Alec Thomas had played half a season here and he showed a glimpse. And we're gonna give up on him. And now the Dodgers took him and he turns into a star.
Alec Thomas had 3 years of pretty good baseball with the Diamondbacks.
Pretty good baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your standards for?
I watched him play World Baseball Classic, man, for Mexico, and he was lighting it up there.
Okay, so
he's got talent.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
Again, just Diamondbacks can't develop talent around this place. That's all I'm saying. They traded him to the Dodgers. I'm infuriated right now. Of all the teams, Dale walks in and tells me, rumor is Alec Thomas just got traded. And I was like thinking, like, oh man, where'd he go to? Like Tampa or no, he goes Dodgers. And F-bombs started coming out of my mouth pretty quickly. Just of all teams to trade him to. Division rivals, I'm just old school like that. You don't trade guys to division rivals. Diamondbacks are even saying it like, we think he'll be a good player moving forward. Then why are you trading him to the Dodgers?
Well, all I know is that in 2022 he hit 231. Obviously, after a year of experience, he's going to show improvement. No, he hits 230. He only had 95 at-bats in 2024, batted 189. Last year he batted 250.
Yeah. But he plays heck of a defense.
Okay. But you need to score runs, too.
Do you?
Yeah.
You can win games 1-0 apparently if you're the Diamondbacks.
You were last night. You were hoping and praying. Come on, just give up a dinger, Paulie. Don't lose the game, but go to extra innings.
Well, Robert says everybody wants to do the same thing, win their openers, so they all want the Cowboys.
Or the Cardinals.
That's hilarious.
Or the Cardinals.
No, Cardinals have capped open on Sunday in a window where nobody's going to watch, right? As well. And then he says, Robert says, without looking, I bet the guy the D-backs got is 5'7" to 5'10", meaning height. Dale, do you have his stats? You don't have his stats. Okay. Dale knew all about this kid without even looking.
He hasn't even joined the Dodgers yet.
No, he's Andrew Joe. Like, I'm not joking. He's Drew Joe, not Andrew. Drew Joe. Like, I wish we could get Andrew Joe. Well, maybe not today, but in his prime, I wish we could get his dad. He's Drew Jones, is what I'm envisioning him as. All this upside and everything, but just stuck down in a low A type position, right? But Robert's exactly correct on this. Dodgers develop players, Diamondbacks don't. That's the problem. Tell me somebody the Diamondbacks have developed. Now, right now, it looks like Corbin Carroll, obviously. Perdomo's gotten better over there. But a lot of them don't get side of it. So we'll have to see which way this kid falls. But I'm not saying Alek Thomas. I'm mad they traded Alek Thomas. Alek Thomas, unfortunately, lost the battle of attrition. And how to get there. I mean, who's the kid, the other outfielder that the Diamondbacks traded? He's now with the Rockies.
Is that Blaze?
No, he's with the Orioles. Before that, Jake. It'll come. McCarthy. He's playing pretty dang good. He's hitting some snot out of those balls and stuff like that. So my point is the reason why I'm disappointed they traded him to the Dodgers. I want to be clear on this. I wouldn't give up on Alek Thomas unless you have studs behind him that you want to see called up, and because you perceive them as better players, which the Diamondbacks have. It's not that they traded him. It's that they traded him who they traded him to, because me personally, I think Alek Thomas is going to be a player in this league. So you're just bolstering the Dodgers at that point, and that kind of makes me
well, so you'd rather just let him completely go and the Dodgers sign him for nothing.
No, trade him to another team.
Nobody else was going to give him anything.
Really? Nobody else was going to give them
obviously.
Anything.
Yeah, because the Diamondbacks, that's the only phone call they made. Hey, you got a 16-year-old kid over in Dominican who...
Probably. It's probably what they did, Dale.
Hold on, the Yankees are calling? No, hang up on the Yankees.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Yankees don't need a center fielder. That's another issue there. Who is the Dodgers center fielder these days? Because
he's not going to be starting for them. Stop.
Let's put him up there. Who's he starting in front of today? Who's he getting the start of in front of today is my question, Dale.
Somebody in Oklahoma City. Still got one option left.
He does. He has options left. That's the other side of it. That you'd like to see. Okay, I'm going here. Hold on. Oh, my gosh. Doesn't even come up. God, Major League Baseball's depth charts suck.
Really?
Oh, my God. That's awful. Andy Pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He scares you to death.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to get a paper cut from flipping the pages to Alek Thomas coming up here.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm just telling you, man, watch. This is going to be sad. It's going to be sad to see here coming up. That's breaking news this morning, folks.
Way to get your Tuesday started.
I was all in a good mood, got here early, excited to get my car into the shop so they can tell me there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm a moron.
You're plugging it in wrong?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Oh, well, here's what you got to do. I'm waiting for that. Even in my house, though, it's not charging fast and stuff. I know they're going to be like, well, it's your outlet at the house. It's not my outlet at the house. I've checked everything out. There's only one thing it can be now, and it's the car. And they're still going to, I know they're going to tell me over the next day or so, we couldn't duplicate the problem. Well, you didn't try then. Yesterday I'm driving home. I stopped at 2 different public charging stations, and I literally took pictures of the what it's saying. 2 different types of systems on top of it. Took pictures. I am so prepared for them to be like, this is what's funny. I'm setting this up as they're going to tell me there's nothing, can't duplicate it, and I've got pictures galore, and they're going to go like, oh yeah, here's the problem. Just need a software upgrade, and then it'll fix it. And I'm going to be like, I did all that research and time and stressing over you telling me you couldn't duplicate the problem. Let me find them and just be like, let me fight with you anyway. They better fight with it. I'm ready for a fight. Let's fight. None of this nonsense that you found it.
That's the interesting thing about Steve McCollum.
I'm ready for a fight. Let's do it.
You're going to drop it off and you're going to say, hey, find something or I got info.
No, I'm going to drop it off and then be like, oh, yeah, it's a known problem. Well, we could fix that with just a software update. We'll have it ready in about an hour for you.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
No, I'm going to fight about it. No, I want to argue about it.
Now you want to fight about it.
They're going to have it longer than that because there's a recall on it that they have to fix. I imagine that's going to take longer than a couple hours.
Those dang electric cars.
Yeah, because no other gas cars have recalls on them. Ever. Right, Dale? I don't know why.
Oh, boy, I didn't ever realize a guy who's no longer part of the D-backs going to the Dodgers.
I'm fired up.
I'll get you fired
up right now. Fired up. It's the Dodgers. Let's improve the Dodgers a little bit. We can't improve some other crappy team down there. We're going to improve the Dodgers.
It's like you being mad that Kyler Murray went to Minnesota. And they're going to go to the SEC championship game next year.
I'm just down and resigned to. I was the first one that told you guys he's going to end up in Minnesota. I told you here first before anybody else got on that bandwagon. I go, he's going to Minnesota and they're going to win. They're going to win at least in year 1. They're going to win, and we're all going to hate ourselves. So I'm resigned myself to that fact. Of all the teams, there are a ton of teams out there you could have traded with, not named the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Hey, they saved $1.5 million.
Great. That's what every fan wants to hear. Hey, guys, we saved on our payroll. That's what every fan wants to hear from the Diamondbacks right now. Oh, what are you going to do with it? Nothing. What we're going to do with it is we're going to not be prepared for Mother's Day ticket sales and have lines wrapping around the building on our first 105-degree day, and everybody has to stand out in the heat to get into the stadium because we're ill-prepared for it. And then people aren't going to get their food on time because we're too busy and can't handle what you guys bring us on Mother's Day. That's what they're going to spend their money on, Dale. Their $1.5 million is that garbage that they displayed on Sunday for Mother's Day. That's what they're going to spend it on. They're going to improve their operations. I've been telling you guys for 3 years, and this man over here has been yelling at me all 3 years. Hey, maybe it's just you all the time. It's only you. No, it's not just me. I didn't go on Mother's Day. I didn't want to deal with the long lines and the garbage that happens there. They're just poorly run organization. Terrible. At least people got their food eventually. Don't worry about it. It's only moms in there. It's probably just looking for a relaxing day, waiting for their food to show up. They might as well. They're like, oh great, now I got to go cook my own food, even at the stadium. I have to take care of everybody at the stadium now too, because the Diamondbacks can't get it to me. Is that what they're going to spend the $1.5 million savings on, Dale? Yeah, we didn't even touch on that yesterday.
Well, maybe the AC units will get fixed quicker.
But at least the roof opens now, and we have code for school. While you're literally going to the dark abyss of passing out low blood sugar while you're waiting for your food to be delivered, or you're standing out in the heat with no water to get into the stadium because the line wraps around the building. You know, as you're closing those eyes for the last time and going towards the light, well, at least you'll be the giant scoreboard and the ribbons. Wow. At least you'll see those, Dale, as you're going down.
And I never figured an Alex Thomas trade would bring out all this vitriol.
Well, you brought up the saving $1.5 million. That's not going to do anything with that. That's what got me going on that. How are you not prepared? You can see the ticket sales.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be a big day. How are you not prepared to get people in the building?
I would think.
And a hot day, no less.
I would think that Mother's Day historically has been a higher attended game.
I told you the problems I've had there have been on Father's Day, where everybody takes their dad, right, and everything, and it's packed. It's probably a couple, and there's other bigger ones and stuff like that, but Papa Mike chimes in on X. Don't forget, TME Sports Show, text us 623-252-6670. Couple people on there also saying, I'm watching you rant about this right now. Heck yeah, you are. But, it's just, and then it's a hot day on top of it. All the kids are like, Grandma, why is Grandma falling on her knees and falling on the ground? What's wrong with Grandma waiting to get into this Diamondbacks game?
And then Steve falls to his knees and everyone just walks around him going, I don't know what's wrong with the big guy.
Starving. I'm over there grumpy. I'm hangry. I'm yelling at the refs. They want to kick me out. I'm like, just give me my pretzel I ordered an hour ago. I can see it there. Just hand it to me.
Why was there lines around the building?
I don't know. They were slow to let people in.
Or did people get there early?
No. The gates were open. Gates were open. So, okay. Well, that's the excuse they got. They let certain people in early to this game, I guess, is what I read. And I guess it screwed everything up. Scan the ticket, let them in. Scan the ticket, let them in. It's not that hard. Scan the ticket, they walk in. You scan the ticket, they walk in.
Yeah, but then there's that every third person who can't pull it up on their phone.
Stand aside, scan the ticket, and let them in. There's no reason the lines had to wrap around the building. I saw two pictures, one on the north side and one on the south side. And it went from the building, went from the Diamondbacks Stadium back to the road. What's that road on the south side there? Past the parking garage. You had to walk the opposite way from the stadium to get in line to get in on that south side.
Not by the parking garage.
You park close to the stadium, and you had to go back the other way in order to get back in.
Really?
Yeah, I saw pictures of it and everything. And then I saw multiple people, not just listeners of ours, but I saw multiple people complain about either the food lines taking so long and or not getting their food in a timely fashion. Just all the complaints I've had on Father's Day. How do you not be prepared for that? Maybe $1.5 million in savings can go towards stadium operations. Because it's been multiple years. Oh, no, guys. Don't worry about it. We have a scoreboard now that you guys are going to love watching. And we have these ribbons. Oh, those of you that sit behind the ribbons, though, you're not going to be able to see. But everybody else will be able to see everything. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All from the Alex Thomas trade.
Yeah, no, we forgot to talk about that yesterday. And by the way, listener, says facts, by the way, Dale. She actually, she's one of the ones I saw that complained about the delivery of the food. She goes to a lot of games. And I'm telling you, the only explanation is the amount of people that showed up to that game being Mother's Day.
Right.
And they were ill prepared for it. Nobody in the organization went, we're going to be busier than normal.
No, that is their fault. I mean, you have to think Father's Day there will be more people.
Yeah, a Father's Day drive. I didn't even go. Was it last year? Or? No, I've been to every Father's Day. This year, I'm not going to Father's Day game. I'm just not going to sit through the pain and vitriol of going to a Diamondbacks game when they're busy. Luckily, they're not busy that often. Ann does say the security screening was taking longer than usual. And she says, my mom who goes regularly and never sets it off, set it off. Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, it's Mother's Day, Ann. You gotta protect everybody from these crazy moms getting into the stadium with their knives. You know how many stabbings happen in this world? But they're sharply. One of my favorite memes is crime is substantially down on Mother's Day, which means that moms aren't out causing crime because they're out to brunch with their kids. That's one of my favorite things ever. One of my favorite memes ever. That's why you got to have better security on Mother's Day. You don't know who's bringing their stabbing knives in.
Well, Steve, all I know is that Brooke, the girls, and I were flying back from Denver one time, and we got randomly pulled aside. And we're sitting over there on the side for us to get extra checked or whatever over our stuff. And it must have been 70 people walk by and look over at us and go, "Oh, it makes me feel a lot safer that they're checking you guys."
Yeah, my favorite is I look over and it's like some old lady who has too big of a bottle of lotion. And I'm like, oh, thank God you're saving us all.
Well, Steve, you don't want the plane to go down.
Ann says, pay me and I'll fix it all. I've said all along, it's not that difficult, man. Call in extra staff.
Well, what happens if so many workers called in sick because it's Mother's Day?
That's your fault to plan for that, man. You do one thing, Dale. You have one job. To make people feel like coming back to your stadium. The thing that drives me nuts is you figure the food, getting in's one thing. You think the food would be the fastest ever. You want people buying more $37 beers and $800 pizzas, slices of pizza that only cost $6 every other day of the week at the pizza joint. But for some reason, they cost $30 a piece. You want people buying more of that stuff, not less. That's where they're backwards. Maybe that's why they needed to trade Alec Thomas and save the $1.5 million. The money they lost by not getting food out fast enough, people didn't reorder. So maybe they lost a ton of money on Mother's Day, so they have to redo it. Anyway, Alec Thomas to the Dodgers. Steve's fired up about it.
So we're writing in the Dodgers for another World Series?
Yeah. I mean, think of all the D-backs that have gone to the Dodgers and had success. Pollock, Hudson, Peralta, Alec Thomas now.
Gonzalez.
He didn't have a ton of success at the Dodgers.
None of them did.
It was the end of his career.
Ron Say.
Who? Beyonce.
Ron Say.
Who's Ron Say?
Ron Say. The Penguin.
Who's Ron Say?
The third baseman.
He was a Diamondback?
No.
I was going to say, what? What are you talking about right now? What's everybody doing right now?
I'm trying to get your mind off Alec Thomas.
No, I'm fired up. Well, at least they're saving the $1.5 million. That got me even more fired up. Yeah.
I'm thinking, and I'm pretty sure that nobody else offered the Diamondbacks anything for Alec Thomas.
We better find out they didn't. Some 17-year-old outfielder.
If the Baltimore Orioles offered a first-round pick and the Diamondbacks said, nah.
It's not going to be a first-round pick. They wanted a player for him, but the best you can get is a Drew Jones types, single A.
Who knows, Steve, in 5 years?
Want to bet lunch on this kid never making it to the big leagues?
I'm still holding out hope that NBA comes to its senses.
You think they're going to? You think by tip off tonight, like at tip off, he's going to be out there around the circle?
Breaking news.
Yeah, he's going to be at the center, ready to get the jump ball, and the ref's going to go bloop, walk over to the sideline and go, "We're reviewing this call right now," and they're going to lean over into the microphone, walk off and stare at the TV for a minute, come back, and then be like, "On further review, Wemby is suspended tonight."
In my earpiece, I'm hearing that security is coming down to the court.
So that's the breaking news. Diamondbacks, as of 18 minutes ago, made it official as well. Jose Acuña coming over from the Dodgers organization.
Who has yet to play for?
In Oklahoma City, you said?
Oklahoma City is a AAA club.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's not playing in AAA. Low level. Oh, let me look him up here real quick.
He hasn't played yet.
Queen. But where's he playing at? Isn't that worse? They took a kid that's, what is he, in high school? He's got to graduate here in a couple weeks before he gets there?
I think he's taking the year off, Steve. He's kind of burnt out. Taking a gap year.
Well, being from the Dominican, what is he, 32 years old or something? Do they still do that? Do they still lie about kids' ages and stuff like that? You know? Oh, Jose Requena is a key figure in the Los Angeles Dodgers player development system. This can't be right. The Jose Requena that they're listing here is a coach.
Maybe you misspelled it.
No, I spelled it right. They apparently have. Is that his dad? Do we get to trade his dad too as a coach, as a development coach? Here's how this story goes from the Sporting News. The first line is, the LA Dodgers have gone through a bit of a rough stretch lately, though it's not something to be overly worried about. They still need to make some changes, and they just did that with a trade for new center fielder. The deal came within the NL West. Yeah. Outfield prospect for Alek Thomas. Yeah. Even the Sporting News is saying Alek Thomas is going to get a chance with them as well. Yeah. Although Andy Pages has had a good season. Like it hasn't been a bad season for him. You know, platoon Alek Thomas out there as well. You know, yeah. With Kyle Tucker out there, I think Kyle Tucker plays what, right field? I could be wrong. He could be left field. I don't know. Hernandez is the other outfielder there. Alek Thomas is going to fit in nice there, folks.
Wish him the best, Steve.
He'll be a bench guy probably. If I had to imagine, he'd be a bench guy with platooning options and stuff like that. But yeah, until somebody gets hurt or something like that. Yeah. He's just not a good hitter, but you got to develop that. Whatever. We got an outfield guy not named Drew Jones, but like Drew Jones. Good job.
Oh, goodness. Why don't you take a break? We can come back. You can have a little attitude adjustment over in the corner, and we can spend a segment talking about Polly.
Outfielder Jose Requena has signed a DSL Arizona Red. They just signed him to a minor league deal in January 15th.
He's only 17.
Trading for a bag of balls would have been better than this kid. Come on back, folks. The main event.
Go D-bag.
It's salary dumped him. We're back here, main event. During that break, I noticed the Steelers are giving Chris Boswell a 4-year, $28 million extension. That matches Brendan Aubrey's pact with the Cowboys. So they tied for the richest kicker ever in the NFL. So I was asking Dale. Now, Chris Boswell's converted 87.7% of his career field goal attempts. The 6th best mark in NFL history. He's not even like the best to do it. 6th best. Tied highest paid kicker. And I was asking Dale, you're the long snapper. You're making, nowadays long snappers will make what, $2-3 million?
No.
They make more than that?
Million and a half.
Oh, I've seen some good ones making $2.
Yeah, but that, no more than $2.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're doing that. And you got some snotty-nosed weirdo that kicks field goals. And the only reason he can do his job is because you put the snap directly into that holder's hands every time. And that guy behind you is making 87%. You have to be perfect every time. That guy can be 87% perfect, 6th best in the NFL in terms of accuracy, and that guy's making 5 times the money you're making.
Well, you also have to look at long snappers these days. They don't get touched either. I don't know who gets touched less, kickers or snappers.
Yeah, kickers aren't allowed to be touched either. It's a federal crime if you touch it. Yeah, so Steelers. All the problems the Steelers have on their team, and they're paying a guy the highest. He's tied now for the highest paid kicker in the NFL, only converting 87.7% of his career field goals, the 6th best mark in NFL history. Not even the best. He's not even the best, folks.
Not even the best, but I will tell you this, Steve. As a guy who's had the opportunity to play in that thing they call whatever at Krisher Stadium or whatever they call Steelers.
Acusure,
whatever it is. Yeah. Really hard place to kick.
I still call it the Heinz Field. When did they change it from that?
Well, whenever Acrisure gave him more money.
Well, I think lots of wind there and everything,
yes,
right?
Really hard, swirling winds. Again, you put Boswell in Dallas, where he gets to kick Indoor. 8 or 9 home games indoors.
Yeah, but he's also got to go to Washington and Philly. They grease those poles in Philly, man. That's harder to kick through when they got all that grease on them, so people can't climb them.
If you hit one of them, that's your fault, Steve. Grease those poles. So after they win a Thanksgiving Day game,
the fans can't go climb the goalposts because they're all greased up and everything.
Yeah. Goodness gracious!
This Saturday you have the Preakness Dale without the Kentucky Derby winner. He's not in shape enough to run the 2-mile event this weekend.
See, I thought they adjusted the schedule. So
they bought each other. They merged, remember? So it takes a year to adjust that schedule and everything. But you think an extra week? I don't know about you, Dale, but you know when I train for these short tracks out there. When I'm in peak short track running, I can go from here to that TV, and before I have to bend over and gas for air.
I thought you were gonna get to the fridge.
No matter, that's a stretch. Maybe
that's long distance running.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I get long distance. I can tell you this: I don't care how many weeks you give me. It's going to take me forever to get to run a 2-miler. It's going to take me forever to get to there. It's going to take longer than the extra week they want to give them.
Right.
So I don't care what you say on that. But yeah. So all the odds are out there for the Preakness this weekend as well. 5-1. I see a lot of 5-1s, 30-1s, of course, but no Golden Tempo this weekend. 14 horses scheduled for a 7:01 p.m. Eastern Post, Dale, for the Preakness on Saturday as well. Basically, what Golden Tempo is telling you, as his owners are telling you, we were lucky to win that son of a gun. There's no way we're racing those horses again on a longer track, with different footing and even having a chance. If we had to go from last to first in the Kentucky Derby, we got no shot in this one. So we're not going to sully the name of Golden Tempo.
Well, it's interesting because, again, there's only 3 of these in the entire year.
And I guarantee you he'll race in the third one.
So why not make the schedule, again, horses are just like people. Secretariat raced in all 3 of them.
Yeah,
won all 3 of them.
Two dominate all 3.
And
won them 2 weeks apart too.
And there are other horses who've done the Triple Crown. Not many, but at least they've also raced in them.
Yeah.
Nowadays they need rest. You know to
be honest with you, it's kind of, I call it the NBA side. It's because it goes from a short track to a 2-miler, and then Belmont's another short track out there.
Why wouldn't you go short track, long track? Why wouldn't you?
They don't care about the Triple Crown because you know how much money they're making by him winning the Kentucky Derby? That's a golden goose right there. That's all they care about. They care less about the Triple Crown.
What do you think the jockey was saying as they're coming down the stretch there? Hey, if you out of pasture with all these fillies for the rest of your life.
Is he whispering in his ear? Yeah.
Come on now.
Imagine you're gonna have to race. You have to race in 2 weeks unless you win this thing. You see it? See that cute little horse over there on the side looking at you? You better pick it up
all
if you want to have
day
a chance.
long.
They like the front runners. You better get sped up here. Yeah, but they do plan on running the Belmont Stakes, which I don't. That's just put them to pasture after that Kentucky Derby, and just move on with it as well. But Iron Honor is in the 9th spot and is a slight favorite, 9-2 favorite going into this weekend, Dale, as well. Then
did Iron Honor race in the Kentucky Derby?
Don't know. There's a horse called Incredibolt, though. That is fantastic. He's 5-1 odds, starting in the 12th spot. Incredibolt. That horse better be fast. Can you imagine if it's like the slowest horse out there?
I've never really been into horse racing. I used to like to go to Turf Paradise a little bit.
Yeah.
Watch all the people that spend all their days out there and having all their strategies.
I used to go there for the Kentucky Derby all the time. You get dressed up, and they had like a little Kentucky Derby party and everything, and you bet on all the races throughout. They had a fun time. Used to go all the time. Went for like 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Fun times doing that.
Okay.
Fun times. And then, then it's, you got to get dressed up. Used to wear my suit. Get dressed up, Dale.
And then one day you just said, I ain't doing it.
I think I got to the point where I just like forgot about it because you have to book it ahead of time. I'd forget about it, and then it was like, yeah, I don't want to get dressed up to go watch horse racing again. It's fun. It's fun for like a one day thing, kind of a deal.
But
also
now,
this weekend, though, go ahead.
You can talk about the Preakness all you want. Maybe do that on your business show.
No, I'm talking about the bigger thing happening this weekend.
Because there is something bigger happening.
Well, Mother's Day was last weekend.
Right.
Father's Day is not till June, I think.
In your mind, is Father's Day bigger than Mother's Day?
No. Nobody cares about Father's Day.
Really?
Nobody cares. I saw a joke the other night. I don't know who said it. I'm going to make up numbers here, but it's like $38 billion is spent on between Mother's Day and Father's Day, which means $38 billion is spent on Mother's Day, something like that.
I do remember when the girls were growing up, they'd want to buy Brooke a gift like a month before. Hey, we're thinking about this. Okay, let's go shopping. And Father's Day, they run to Walgreens Sunday morning.
Here's your pack of underwear. They only had smalls. Sorry.
You can return them.
Yeah, here's the receipt. You can return them and get the right size if you'd like. Here's shaving cream for you, Dad. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And then dads don't. Oh, I can get into this whole thing.
Oh,
you want to cause
no.
problems? We can get into it.
Oh, no.
I had to avoid social media on Sunday for the most part because I cannot stand it when all the ladies try to hijack it and they go, and all the moms that do it all themselves. The implication being we're all deadbeat a-holes as men out there.
Wow.
And everything. What about those of us that do it by ourselves as men? Anyway, I can go on for hours. I'll just get myself in trouble on that.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. I had to avoid certain social media on Sunday because my blood boils when I see that crap.
I don't know who you follow, but
Follow women apparently that say that stuff.
Yeah, you want to say a few names?
PGA Championships this weekend, Dale, as well. I hate how they moved this tournament up, man. I forget about it.
I kind of like the way they've done it because now you've got one in April, one in May, one in June, one in July.
I get why they did it. It makes sense to me, but I just haven't adjusted to it.
Yeah.
It used to be the final major, your last chance to win a major, or whatever they would say about it. And now it's like, it's hidden in May.
It'll take a little bit of getting used to.
Completely forgot about it from that side. Obviously, everybody's going to play in it, Dale. What are we expecting this weekend from wherever it's being played?
It is being played at I can't pronounce it. Mink.
You could have just said
Mink Golf Club. It's just outside of Philly, so it'll probably be cloudy and rainy.
And smelly. Gonna smell.
No, I've heard outside of Philly there's some really nice areas.
You get outside of Philly, it's really nice and everything. Yeah, so I have no idea how to say that club name.
Well, you got to have a lot of money to get in there.
Aronimink.
Yeah,
Aronimink, maybe. We'll hear it 1,000 times this weekend, but that does kick off on Thursday as well. So
Jordan Spieth has a chance to complete the career Grand Slam. It's the only major he hasn't won.
Yeah, but does he give a shot? I was going to say, I don't think so.
No. Again, it's the same old people. Scheffler, he's taking a couple weeks off. Is he going to be in form? Rory McIlroy seems to be.
That's the new theme, though, that PGA golfers are doing. They're taking, before they played the tournaments before the majors. Now the new thing is they take off the tournaments before the majors.
Right.
They take a couple week break and come in refreshed. And it worked. It worked for the Masters winner. Oh no, Rory! No, he was playing it. He was playing it, but he didn't play any tournaments leading up to it. So that's a new thing for them coming up as well. But the PGA Championships this weekend.
A lot of interest in the live golfers: DeChambeau, Ram trucks.
My favorite story coming. Yeah, I mean, obviously, because they're being asked about their future. And,
right.
Rahm solving his DP World Tour hate and getting back onto that and having to pay some money to get back onto that and settle some grievances. DeChambeau's the interesting one because he's acting like he doesn't need the PGA Tour. And he's like, but for him, it all stems from, this is the interesting thing about DeChambeau. It stems to him. Golfers can now do their own social media stuff. They were not allowed to do that before Live Golf came around. PGA Tour has changed its stance. But DeChambeau does stuff on YouTube and things, and he has his own ads sold on that. That's still a no-no. So he could still do his, from the range shows and stuff which are actually really entertaining, folks.
Right.
Really entertaining. But in the middle of it, he'll just play like a FedEx ad, and FedEx is sponsoring that ad. The PGA Tour is still telling him that's not allowed. That's the hang-up with him coming back to the tour, is he wants to continue to do that stuff and make money doing that stuff, and the PGA Tour is still like, nope, you can do that stuff now, which before you weren't allowed to, but you can't sell your own ads for it. And that's his hang-up coming back to the tour. So I don't get why the PGA Tour doesn't let him do stuff on the side. Just don't let him use the PGA Tour logo or something like that, like restrict that stuff. But that's kind of the hang-up with him, so that'll be interesting. But the 108th PGA Championship coming up this weekend as well.
Just so you know, in Philadelphia this weekend, Thursday, 85% chance of rain, high of 67, then 68 on Friday, 78 on Saturday, partly cloudy. Very cloudy on Friday, and then 85 on Sunday.
It was weird, too, because yesterday we were, 118 billion degrees yesterday? First of all, what the heck was that? Second of all, it was funny, though, because I'm watching some, interviews with people that are there. They have, sweaters on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what do you have sweaters on for, man? It's 100 degrees outside.
Our bragging season's over.
Rory, but that's not just the live guys taking a lot of questions right now. Rory's taking a lot of questions. He had to come out yesterday and he had to admit he was wrong, that the PGA Tour should accept funding from that PIF, because remember, the PIF was trying to buy into the PGA Tour and they said no, and Rory was kind of like, well, we should accept their money but not give them any things or whatever. He's now going, yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that now. Because obviously they're pulling their funding from everything,
right?
Moving forward as well. So, and I do find it funny how even now, the PGA guys are taking a lot of questions on Live. Also, you think reporters would just stop asking it?
It's a talking point right now until the golf starts.
That's the problem, because it was Monday.
Yes.
Starting tomorrow, they'll start focusing on the golf leading up, obviously, and stuff to that effect. But, so there you go. PGA Championship this weekend as well. Don't forget, that has been moved up as well. So we, of course, going to continue talking Diamondbacks here coming up. But I want to do this. There's a man in this world that I am convinced is a mad genius. He plays for your Phoenix Suns, Dale.
Oh. He spent a lot of money on a seat, didn't he? If he's the guy you're talking about.
I'm watching the Lakers-Thunders game last night because for two reasons. One, I'm a man for some nostalgic. I firmly believe that was the last game you will see LeBron James in a Lakers uniform. I could be wrong. New ownership there. He's just hogging space. He's hogging money with this $50, $60 million a year that he makes. So I wanted to watch his last game in a Lakers uniform last night because if you know me, I grew up a Lakers fan. I went away from him a little bit in the later Kobe years when he started sitting down on the bench and refusing to play and stuff. Turned me off on him a little bit. And then kind of became rooted for him again. And then LeBron went there. And I was like, I'm not rooting for a team that brings LeBron in, whatever. But I'm like, hey, it's the last time he'll be in the Lakers uniform. I'll watch this game, watch him get swept by the Thunder. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. Early in this game, we're sitting there, and, you have celebrities all over these Lakers games.
Yep.
Everywhere. Oh, look who's in the crowd there. Oh, look at that, Dale. Oh, look at that over there. Oh, the Hellestraes are over there. Didn't invite Steve. Oh, that's okay.
No, the Hellestraes.
That's okay, Hellestraes. You guys have fun.
The Hellestraes are, I think that's them up there.
Yeah. Dale's over there hobnogging with Tom Cruise, and I think Prince was there at one point last night, sitting next to the Hellestraes and all that stuff, which was amazing because he looks good for a guy that's been gone from this world for about 10 years now and everything. But yeah, Hellestraes are there, partying with those guys and whatnot. We're just watching the game, and hey, who else is there? Let's check this out. Who else was at the game last night? Let's watch the broadcast.
The whistle goes a little different, and also too, we continue to talk about them all
look at that watch.
Together.
Look at that thing shine.
It's the team that brings the physicality when they start the game. That's the way the refs are going to call the game, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, they bring that. They get away with things where people say
8 minutes into the game, LeBron's shooting a free throw, and Dylan Brooks is sitting underneath the basket. The only thing that would have been better if he would have been up waving his arms,
holding a sign,
doing those thunder sticks.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
I'm sorry, man. That is so great. It doesn't get greater than that. Do you think he bought those tickets?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, the Lakers aren't giving him to him, right?
I don't think so.
But that's fantastic.
Maybe one of those guys was a rich friend and
that's what I'm saying.
had 4 seats.
He had a buddy there that had the tickets or something, but just devious, man. Just absolutely devious. I got a kick out of that last night. That was pretty funny. The history of him and LeBron and the Lakers just adds to the glory there. So there you go. Phoenix Suns, Dylan Brooks. There last night of the deal. Fantastic to watch as well. Then Lakers went on and got swept last night. LeBron said, I don't know what my future holds. Does LeBron James retire after this season, Dale? Your thoughts? Look, his 23rd year in the league. You made 17 in the NFL. You know the football grind, Beth. He spent several $1 million on his body a year to survive in this league and stay relevant in this league and all of that stuff. Then on top of it, it's going to be a tough conversation. I believe that's coming saying, we'd like to have you on this team, but you're not going to make your money that you're making. You're going to have to take a pay cut. Some other team will pay him to come there because he'll sell tickets. Do you want to switch teams and all that? Does LeBron James retire?
Before we get fully into that, I just pulled this up. 2026 Laker tickets.
Floor seats?
Front row range from $4,000 to $10,000 per seat, depending on the opponent.
And this was a playoff game.
For high-demand games and playoffs, courtside seats can soar to $20,000 to $40,000.
Yeah. I know at one time Lakers floor seats were like $20,000 a game. Yeah.
Only Steve could be sitting there. Steve and Dylan sitting in a tree.
You have that $100,000 watch on your arm. You can afford those seats.
I guess so.
That thing was impressive. I'm a watch guy.
As far as LeBron, I heard my boy Colin talking about it yesterday. Colin Cowherd.
Yeah.
And rumor has it he had told the Lakers he was willing to take a pay cut 2 years ago if Klay Thompson would come to the Lakers, so they could afford him.
They could sign somebody else. But what's a pay cut? You go from 50 to 48 million?
No, I think it'd be 50 to 35-ish.
LeBron is kind of in that category where we talk about Booker here on this show. Guy you want on your team, but you don't want him for what he costs.
Right. And the thing is, LeBron James, I think he's past the point of, hey, I need to be the highest paid guy. He's made enough money. He understands where he is in his career. The one thing you can't take away from him, I don't care what anybody says, I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan or whoever, where he falls in the pantheon of best NBA players. But the dude was thrust on the scene at 16, 17.
Yeah.
Single mom home.
I mean, he had a rough life in high school, Dale. He was driving around a Hummer back then.
His mom qualified for the loan. Now, he has not once, to my knowledge, ever been in trouble.
No.
High-profile cover Sports Illustrated. It's begging for a teen to screw up.
Oh, absolutely.
And he never. So the one thing
called himself King James. Self-appointed that nickname.
I think somebody else called him that.
He self-appointed,
and he decided to run with it. If I called you King Steve, you would.
I wouldn't actually.
You would say,
no.
Yeah.
I struggle with humble. I don't want people to know how humble I am. Yeah, let's not put that out there.
And so at the end of the day, because here's the thing, it's who's their second guy? They got Doncic.
Well, they got Reeves.
Yeah. And they're talking about signing him to $40 million.
They got to keep Reeves. He's a young guy. He's going to be there for years to come. He plays well with Luka and stuff like that. No, this is my argument. That's why I don't think he's going to be there. I'm not saying he has to be the highest paid guy on the team, but he's going to take a substantial pay cut to stay there. And you know as well as anybody, to take a substantial pay cut to stay where you are, it's one thing to go, I'm going to go back to Cleveland and try to win one more championship, and I'm going to come back for $20 million a year. You look like the hero when you do that. You go from 50, 60 to 20 and you stay with the Lakers, you don't look like the hero anymore. That's what I'm saying?
I understand that.
That ego is something.
No, but here's
that ego is something that you cannot get over.
Here's what in my mind I'm thinking. Again, none of us know, but we're all kind of surmising, guessing. He's going to be 42 years old next year,
and he's breaking down.
He realizes he's got about 10 games a year at him where he can take it up a notch.
Be LeBron.
Yes, almost LeBron. And so I think he's come to grips with that. But the fact is, does he want to have a farewell season with the Lakers?
He wants everybody.
Or does he want to go to a contender and be the fourth option?
He wants everybody to say LeBron's career is. He put a patch on his jersey this year with 23 on it. Not for Michael Jordan because it was his 23rd season, and he made all the Lakers wear it. It's about LeBron. You can say all you want. The guy doesn't have an ego. He's got an inflated ego of I am the best at everything I do. He does.
He's the best at making money.
Well, that's for sure. I don't know. I think he comes back. I think he comes back because of that farewell tour type thing. But I'm not going to kid to you here. Now he's got a ton of business interests in LA. But I think he comes back. I mean, imagine
you can always go back
if Cleveland. Well, come on.
Go back for business.
That's what I'm saying.
reasons.
It's a plane ride. You can. Oh, we have an off day tomorrow. I'll be in LA. My private jet's taking me to LA. I'll be back for the game the following night. Whatever. But you mean to tell me he can't help Cleveland right now? Take Harden off that team and put LeBron on. You mean to tell me he can't help them with the lower salary? I do think the Lakers side is going to be an interesting decision, and it's because of ownership change. If the Buses still ran that team, LeBron would be part of that team.
Yes. That throws a wrench into it.
This new ownership side are different guys, and they want success out there and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's kind of the focus moving forward. And the fact that LeBron last night said, I don't know what the future holds for me, tells me that it's kind of a wait-and-see mode right now on how he's handled. Well, it's no longer LeBron going, this is what I'm doing.
And the thing that Colin was talking about, again, I have not done a deep dive into it yet, but according to the new CBA, according to him.
There's Colin, by the way. He has people that do his research.
Okay, well, he's the one who spouts it out. But who's Kobe? You need to do a little research. But he said that the new CBA is much more punitive than the old one was towards going over the cap.
Yes.
And so that's gonna curtail a little bit.
Well, that's why the Lakers they'll gladly have him. They just don't want him for what he's making right now.
Right.
You have to take that cut down because him alone, if you have to give Reeves the money he's deserved and Luka and all that stuff, it's going to push you up if you have an aging LeBron sitting there. Suns are going to have the same decision here coming up as well with their team. You can't eat up that much salary and not hit numbers at that point. So
right.
It'll be fascinating to see. When we come back here, second hour main event, we'll keep going NBA. I know we still have to go back to the Diamondbacks. We will, I promise you. But we'll get you updated on that playoff bracket with the Lakers being swept last night for them. The other thing that tells me, and the Lakers should have learned a lesson last night as well, you are not in the championship category without Luka. Now, that could play a trick on you because are you closer with Luka to the Thunder? Because the Thunder aren't going anywhere for several more years. That news. Come on back. We'll talk about it all. NHL, NFL schedule release. We got more than just the Cowboys-Eagles.
We're not doing a special tomorrow night, Steve?
Thanksgiving. That'd be Thursday night.
Thursday night.
No, I'll talk about it on Friday since you might not be here on Friday. Something about a grandbaby coming into this world. You'll know her for well.
Yeah, you made me feel really bad about possibly leaving to go help my daughter out.
You're just lucky Coop's on a cruise, or you wouldn't be back. Come on back, folks. Main event, second hour coming up next. And we're back here, second hour main event. Normally on Tuesdays, Bruce Cooper comes in and joins us, but it's the off season for Coop also. Woo! And his wife has him busy now that she's not working right now either, as she does stuff over at the stadium for Suns games and things and for them, and she's off now as well, obviously, with the Suns not in the playoffs anymore. So they're going to go on a cruise and do some family retirement stuff, which we fully support her. I'm actually jealous. They had the real excuse, unlike this guy on Friday. I have a granddaughter coming. You lied and told me you're going on a retirement
Steve actually
cruise.
at the break, just so everybody knows out there, Steve looked at me and said, Dale, if you don't show up Friday, don't show up on Monday.
Exactly. I can get a trained monkey to come in here and do what you do.
Autumn, would you please talk to him over the weekend? Beg him to have me come back on Monday. Well, you're knocking desks over.
I know. I almost knocked the desk over. This is a heavy desk, too, to knock over. Holy moly. But second hour main event. Appreciate you guys catching us here. Don't forget, follow us on YouTube and share us with your friends. TME Media AZ as well. We see you guys out there watching the program right now. If I can load it up properly. Holy cow, I'm having problems here getting through life. But no Bruce today. No Bruce next week either.
This is a long cruise.
Well, he doesn't leave till Thursday.
So why can't he be in here today?
He didn't tell me, but he said the honeydew list is long, getting ready for this cruise, so I won't be in today.
He's got to pack some swimsuits.
Well, he does, but his wife's probably like, mow the lawn, do dishes, take the trash out.
Hire Riley.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
He's retired. He doesn't have that kind of money. He's a fixed income.
I tell you what.
He worked at Channel 12. He doesn't have that money.
I tell you what, that Channel 12 retirement.
When he worked there, yes. Nowadays, no.
Oh, I would say so, yeah.
Nowadays, no. But he was there in the heyday
yes.
of that stuff. So back then, yes. I'm just telling you guys right now, the way the media outlook is, they're not making anywhere close to what Bruce was making back in the day. Pension plans aren't the same as what I'm getting at.
Right.
And total compensation. I'm not saying he was like a billionaire or nothing. Total compensation side of it is definitely a lot less as well. So, let's see here. Ann says, that was the security. Robert says, good thing for the Philly fans, the NBA and NHL playoffs won't get in the way of any golf this weekend. That is true. Both teams swept out of the playoffs.
That is true.
In Philadelphia coming
How
up
would you have felt if Devin Booker came out after the Suns got swept and go, hey, I'm still proud of the way we fought? Which is what Joel Embiid did.
He just signed a 2-year deal, so why would you be? Why would you be upset? Dale, I am still looking for. If I would have known the NBA would have been this lucrative, I would have tried harder at basketball. You mean to tell me I can sit out more than I actually playing in a season, and you're going to pay me millions of dollars?
I'm going to give you an extension.
Yeah, we're just going to extend you because of it. Him, Kawhi Leonard, and all that. I missed them. We all missed the boat on this.
I'm actually going to go get a company to pay you on top of what we pay you.
That's right. You don't have to do anything. Just show up here, and you'll get paid on the other side of it as well. Yeah. So TME Media AZ, you can find us live on Robat on YouTube there, TME Media AZ. All of our programming is on demand on Rumble as well, for those of you that like The Real Matrix, coming out this Friday at noon as well. I actually know what this Friday's episode's about, but I forgot, Dale. Let's see here. I'll pull it up real quick here. Nicotine and Sun last week is what it was. This week, this is the one, the NASA Challenger.
Yeah.
Are they alive?
Very interesting. All I can say is,
this
again,
episode, the nuclear bomb footage lies.
Well, one of those interesting things, just about every person that was in that NASA Challenger that supposedly blew up has a doppelganger with the same name or close to the same name walking around the United States.
Well, they look pretty dang close. They look like an aged person.
Yeah.
That's one conspiracy I can kind of be like, excuse me?
Yeah.
But anyway, in all fun with it here. But that's this week's shows coming up on Friday. For this Friday as well. Potpourri of Lies is what we'll be calling that coming up on Friday. So you can find all that over at Rumble with all of our programming as well. And, of course, we have all of the podcast systems, et cetera. Share us with your friends, if you would, as well. Dale, we're talking NBA there at the top there. We're going to go back to Diamondbacks. We're doing that later on again just because to lead into today's game. But throw up the playoff bracket for me here, Kobe, if you would, for the NBA side of things. Obviously, Thunder swept the Lakers last night. Thunder have to sit at home. Timberwolves, Spurs, we have to wait on this series now. Wemby not suspended. I'll go so far as to say the Spurs are going to wrap up this series. I don't think the Timberwolves will win another game. That's what I'll tell you. But here's the interesting thing going forward. Now, unlike hockey, I think basketball helps you if you have a break, especially not necessarily the Thunder because they have depth. They're fairly healthy. Obviously Williams has been out, but he probably could have played in this series if they needed him to play at that point and everything out there. But Timberwolves Spurs play tonight. They're the only game on tonight, the lone game on tonight. We only have 2 series remaining, both tied 2-2 right now as well. So you have that game tonight. Then tomorrow night, you have Cavaliers Pistons. Then on Friday, they play tonight. Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, right, Dale?
Yes.
They don't play again until Friday. Spurs Timberwolves on Friday.
Okay.
Along with Pistons Cavaliers. So they play Wednesday, Friday. Timberwolves Spurs tonight and then not till Friday again. If that series wraps up then, that means the Thunder aren't playing until at least Sunday. We're looking at 6 days off here for the Thunder to get ready for this series. To me, they already have a big thing. Now if that goes 7, it's even worse. It's going over 7 days. To me, this is a huge, huge way for the Thunder to get to the finals. It's not even close. They are just poised to get there. Very little resistance. You can say the same thing for the Knicks, by the way. Pistons, Cavs, if they wrap up on Friday. The Knicks have been sitting for a week now on top of it. We're setting up here for a Thunder Knicks finals coming up, and huge favorites here in the Thunder, I would imagine, going into this. But that's what we're looking at. I don't get why these sweeps are not good for them. They cannot be happy about these sweeps are happening. I'll put it that way.
Who, the NBA or the teams?
The NBA themselves.
No.
The networks. Like, you only have games. Like, you have tonight, you have tomorrow, then Friday. Because there was 2 sweeps, you just simply don't have games to fill in for Thursday and et cetera. It's just, I almost feel like we're in a final situation now where it's just 2 series left.
Well, it's like so many things. First of all, you don't get the TV money from another game.
Yep.
The home team doesn't get all the concessions and ticket sales.
The Thunder screwed themselves by sweeping them. Is what they did. The Knicks screwed themselves, which who cares? It's James Dolan. That guy's a.
Did you know that James Dolan was involved in building the Sphere in Vegas?
Yeah, he actually owns the company.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is why I haven't been there yet. I'm really hesitant. I wanted to go see Kenny Chesney there last year, and I'm like, I just cannot support the Sphere, man.
Everybody says it's spectacular.
I know.
Steve.
I'm gonna.
And by the way,
I'm gonna break down this year. We're gonna go.
I'm saying, by the way, your couple of tickets probably not going to be the difference between making or breaking the Sphere.
No, but it's just the guy's a D-bag. I know. It's not going to matter to life at all for him. It's not going to go out of business.
He's still kicking people out of Madison Square Garden.
He had a kid in Colorado get talked to because he said bad things about James Dolan. That's what a POS this guy is. But they've screwed themselves by sweeping as well. And then, like you said, TV contracts. Yeah. Like, it's just what are you doing? But that's the state here of the NBA as we go. And that also tells you, even on the teams that want to win, you have dominant teams in the NBA. So even remember we talked earlier a couple of weeks ago about the teams that want to win and then the losing teams that want to tank. And tanking doesn't help you, right? We just found that in the draft lottery, and they're changing it now and all that. But it doesn't help you all the time, let's put it that way.
Right.
But now, even in the winning teams, you can't compete. Name a team. Maybe the Spurs can compete with the Thunder and make that a series. Maybe Detroit or Cleveland can compete with the Knicks and make that a series. Otherwise, if they're not series, the domination on the top on these series makes it just hand them the trophy and we all move on with their lives. Why are we even watching this? Why is it even on TV? They've got to fix this competitive problem that they have in the NBA. It's bad. It's bad.
Well, that's the other thing that's interesting because, again, they had listened to Colin yesterday. He said with the new CBA, general managers are becoming more important in the NBA. Mm-hmm. It used to be who had the most money.
Yes.
And so you look at it that way, and then the New York Knicks, here they are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, guess who's been gone for the last year and a half, 2 years? Your owner, your favorite guy, because he's been intimately involved with the Sphere, and getting that open.
He owns Madison Square Garden. Like, he owns bigger entities. The sports franchises are what his dad started. He owns bigger entities than that from his dad. He just happens to own the Knicks and the Rangers and the NHL. That's not his main business.
Right.
He's a bigger dude than that and stuff. So yeah, no, that's the thing. I firmly believe that him getting out of the Knicks construction, everything has actually made.
Yes, and that's what the contention was.
Was that what they were saying? That they were the bigger company?
Yeah, and now he's back.
The Sphere is a $2 billion is a several $1 billion company.
Right.
You guys don't know. He wants to build several of those throughout the world. And
really?
Like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Vegas was like.
Well, I'm sure the general manager and president are like, yeah, go build one over in France.
Exactly. Yeah. The sports teams for him nowadays, that's why it was so weird that was his focus for a long time. But I think that was just his ego talking. But then somebody got to him and was like, who cares about the Knicks? Who cares about the Rangers, man? You got these bigger entities you could be growing.
Yeah.
But he also has a band, Dale. You know, every billionaire douche that gets money from their parents has to have their own band, right?
He has his own band. I didn't know that.
I don't know if he still does, but he did for a while.
Who downloads some of his music? Come on, Steve.
I do not support. I've never supported. I've always disliked.
Yeah.
James Dolan and what he represents. Again, second generation wealth. You guys know. I'll give you a shot. I don't hate all second generation wealth. Matter of fact, I'd like to be friends with more of you. To be honest.
I hear you.
But the NBA, forget about I'm not even talking about the product on the court yet. Which, if you watched that Thunder Lakers game last night, it's almost unwatchable. Not because of the talent discrepancy, just the officiating and that garbage that's happening. We haven't even talked about that. The NBA is becoming a league of why watch, because we know what's going to happen because the talent discrepancy is bad. And it's the way Oklahoma City's doing it. Why more teams aren't doing what Oklahoma City's doing. Draft young, get these guys in there, move them out if they're going to be a big payday. Pay the guys you need to. But then just have a bunch of guys sitting on the bench that every team in the league would love to have. And you're not paying them because they're young kids and stuff. Yep. Why? I don't know. Maybe more teams are trying to do it. But it's
I
do what they do.
I'm looking at the Pistons Cavaliers. It's tied 2-2 after last night's game.
Pistons are doing what the Oklahoma City's doing. They're a young team. They built from the draft. They do have a deep bench. They just don't have the talent on the bench that the Thunder have right now.
And they don't have an Alexander.
No.
SHE. But the Cavaliers last night, Donovan Mitchell, I think he had like 34, 36 points in the second half.
Yeah, didn't he record, right? Record
no,
in the playoffs
2 points short.
Was it 2 points short?
2 points short. They took him out because they're up by 15. And immediately Pistons go on a 5-0 run.
I saw them start to come. I didn't watch that game, but I, was cognizant of it happening, and I was like, "Oh, the Pistons going to come back?"
But I could see that going for 7 games.
That's going
all for the right to go get swept by the Knicks.
And that's the problem. It's not just that the Knicks are winning. 30-point blowouts is like a routine. Like if they don't have a 30-point blowout and it's only a 20-point blowout, you're actually disappointed. So that's where we stand on the NBA side. Really quick, let's hit up the NHL for you guys as well. Just get you updated on that, folks. Colorado does have, you can throw the bracket up, Kobe, when you get a moment. 3-1 lead over Minnesota. They got that victory. I told you guys before, I don't think Colorado's losing another game in this series. So far, I've been proven correct on that, Dale. 3-1 now for Colorado. They just woken up, and they're the type of team that they're not going to do that whole, well, we're 1 game away, so we're going to slip up. They keep the pedal to the metal here, and so I expect them to knock Minnesota out of the playoffs coming up as well. Buffalo, Montreal, 2-1 lead here. Buffalo has to figure out how to break the young Montreal team here. To get this is the game tonight. 4 p.m. our time is when this face-off happens. Buffalo's got to win tonight, or they're going to be in serious trouble in the series as well. And that's a tough game for them with Montreal. Montreal has figured out, I think, Buffalo's offense here. So it's going to be a fascinating game to watch. Same type of a thing, though. You're vying for the who's going to go play the best team in the league right now, at least in the playoffs, Carolina at this point. And can you make a series of it? On the other side, Vegas Knights and Anaheim, they get underway again tonight. Series is tied 2-2, folks. Tonight's the night you want to sit down and watch some hockey if you're interested in it at all, whether it be the 4 p.m. game our time here in Phoenix or, of course, the 6:30 p.m. game here, Anaheim and Knights back in Vegas as well. Fantastic series on both of these. They're competitive. I don't think either team is going to go much farther after this round. So enjoy this while you got it until the final here coming up. But that's where we stand as of right now in Hockeydale.
Tune into that Game 5 tonight, Vegas and Anaheim. And I'm going to give you the number 8. 8. You need to let me know how many overs and unders you hear. The winner of Game 5 in a 7-game series wins the series.
Is that a real stat in hockey?
Oh yeah, it's a real stat in both.
And all sports, yeah.
I think even baseball.
Well, because I mean your best 2 out of 3, so it
right.
makes sense. Because you have to win 2 in a row. If you don't,
right?
I'll even go a step farther. Knights have to win tonight. Now they don't have to; they can still win the series because they can win in Anaheim. Because they're home tonight, they need to win tonight because it's going to be tougher to win in Anaheim and then go back to Vegas and win again. That's a tougher road for them than it would be because Anaheim can lose tonight, go home and win, and then they have to figure out a Game 7 from that side. So I think the pressure's on Vegas tonight going into it. I think it's going to be fun. But they're saying I generally don't listen to the broadcast when I have these games on. I just enjoy watching it by myself and stuff. But yeah, that's true. I'll have to turn that on tonight and listen.
It's hockey by far has to be the hardest game to announce.
Oh, just the names. You have to have them on the tip of your tongue, and they switch line. It's one thing if they kept all the lines the same the whole game, but they don't do that.
Right. Right.
So all of a sudden you have to notice that 41's out there now, and when he wasn't out there on that line before, and you got to notice all that stuff, and with the speed of it,
you better have a heck of a good spotter.
God bless them for doing. But then you got to just get the name rolling off your tongue and stuff like that.
Right. Right. And some of them are not very easy.
So there we go. There's your update on hockey as well, Dale. Let's take our break here in this hour. Come back. Give you some NFL schedule stuff, and then we'll wrap up with your Arizona Diamondbacks. And let's go, baby.
I'll introduce you to the All-Star National League pitcher.
The starting pitching has a 2.16 ERA since Torey Lovello called him into his office.
Yeah.
Under his spell.
See, all it takes.
Got to give Torey some credit. Took him 10 years to figure out to do that. Come on back, folks. Main event. Back here, main event. Appreciate you joining us here today, of course. Live Robat TV, live on YouTube as well. TME Media AZ. You're going to want to follow that page with some stuff that we have coming up for you there as well. Kind of away from things coming up. Business show, of course, on demand right now on a YouTube, Robat TV, and, of course, over at Rumble as well. As soon as we're done here, we get this show up. Pit Stop coming to you tomorrow. Wednesday as well, so look for the Pit Stop All-Star race this weekend. Not my favorite thing. I'm not an all-star guy, even in NASCAR, Dale. I'm not an all-star race guy. It's just
do they race like guys
like
playing a basketball all-star game?
Yeah, no, it's a real race and stuff. They can win $1 million. Doesn't really count. Yeah, they can race, but some guys take it easy. It's not. It's just a whole. Just like every other all-star thing out there.
Okay.
I know I'm really selling the show this week.
Yeah,
I know.
Make sure you tune in for that riveting content.
No, but we have a lot to talk about on Watkins Glen last weekend, man. SVG, coming from the back to win that race there on the street course. It was fun to watch there. So that's coming up tomorrow as well, on demand on the sites also. So my Papa Mike says, are you going for another 2 hours to talk about the release of the NFL schedule or not? Well, not today, because we don't have 2 hours worth of stuff today. They slow leak this stuff out there.
Yes.
So I already told you, it's been announced. We know Eagles are going to Dallas for Thanksgiving Day. That has been announced as well.
Right.
So that's the matchup there. Then you've got the Rams and Niners on that Thursday night down in Australia. That one's going to be on Netflix. I'm just convinced the NFL's like, what, a division rival everybody's going to want to pay attention to against two teams that won 13 games last year, and it's a heated division rival. Let's throw it on Netflix where half the people won't be able to watch it. Let's do that. Let's hide it. Stupid. Then, of course, the opener, you have the Seattle Seahawks on Wednesday. Dale, we do not, as of showtime today, we do not know the opponent on the Seahawks yet. But we do know they're opening Wednesday. We do know that. We just don't know who they're playing yet. Not been leaked that I've seen out there as well. So, look. Usually the Thursday games are garbage, like the matchups. It's a good team against a bad team. I do like this Eagles-Cowboys matchup on that day as well. Here's the thing you got to pay attention to.
Well, before you get to that, so Thursday Night Football, Detroit at Buffalo on September 17th. Guess what's great about that?
The opening of the new stadium?
Yeah, new Highmark Stadium.
So that's week 2, the first Thursday Night Football. So they're opening Highmark on a Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Imagine. Now, they'll have some preseason games there, 1 or 2 of them. So,
you got to work out the kinks.
But on a Thursday night. Now, Buffalo's not like Phoenix where you have to drive. I have to drive an hour and a half across town in traffic to get there. But, man, that's going to be an electric night there in Buffalo. With Detroit going there on top of it, hey, you're going to be able to see Drew Penzing's offense week 2 right off the bat. Good luck with that, folks. But I forgot, new stadium there, opening year. Supposedly they built it to where the winds don't circulate and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have some special technology. I don't know. I think that Mother Nature might be smarter.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, wouldn't that be funny if the winds are worse?
Yeah.
Because of the way they constructed it. We also know week 1, Monday Night Football, Broncos at Kansas City. Actually, we don't know where the game's at yet, but Broncos will play Kansas City Chiefs Monday Night Football, September 14th, the first Monday Night Football game as well. So division rivals, are the Chiefs going to come back? Obviously, Broncos winning that division, and we know what they are. The Chiefs going to have a comeback. Here's the thing that's kind of wonders here. This tells me Patrick Mahomes is going to be ready to go. But will he be ready to go for the beginning of the season? 100%. Could you imagine you schedule this game and Patrick Mahomes isn't recovered yet?
Who's Kansas City's backup quarterback?
I don't know, because it was Gardner Minshew, and he got hurt last year, and now he's with the Cardinals.
Right.
That's his punishment for getting hurt.
Don't you get hurt. You're going to the Cardinals.
I saw, it's one of those I actually saw it the other day. It's one of those, the redhead guy.
Andy Dalton?
Oh, no. No, it's Justin Fields. That's right. It is Justin Fields. Yeah, I saw Dalton saying, I'm ready to play again. Been dealing with injuries. I'm ready to come back and play again. That's what I was thinking of. But, yeah, Justin Fields is the backup.
Huh.
Could you imagine opening up Monday Night Football and Justin Fields throwing the ball around? Kansas City.
Opening Monday night game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be all eyeballs on that game as well. So that we do know that. We don't know where it's at yet, but we do know that's the Week 1 Monday Night Football matchup. Obviously, the Sunday Night Football opener, Giants to host the Cowboys, Week 1 as well for that. That game does not interest me at all, other than obviously new head coach in Giants land. If you haven't seen Jackson Dart and Cam Scatter's Blue Pay football, you're missing out, right? We don't know if Neighbors will be healthy enough to come back, but obviously, you got other big-name guys on this team. But this is going to be an interesting matchup here just because of the Giants, Harbaugh being there and stuff to that effect. Some intrigue in this Week 1 game as well on Monday Night Football, or on NBC, I should say.
Sunday Night Football
for them, yeah, on that. So that's what we know as of now, unless something else is broke as well. Before we get to depressing stuff here, strength of schedule rankings have come out, meaning who you play, stuff to that. To me, strength of schedule before the season doesn't really matter to me because you're going off of last year. We know teams falter. We know teams are better than they were last year. We know teams will suck when they're not supposed to do stuff. But the Cardinals are in the hardest division in football. That's not going to change this year. We don't believe so.
Right.
But it's also when you play these guys, right? So if you have to go 2 weeks on the East Coast, 2 weeks in a row, that's going to negatively affect your schedule. As opposed to if you go back there, come back, play West Side a couple weeks, and then go back again, that's a better favorable schedule for you. Do you play the Niners and then the Seahawks 2 weeks apart from each other on the road? That makes your schedule infinitely harder than if you play 49ers, then you got another team, and then you play the Rams after that type of a situation. All that stuff factors. But, man, the Cardinals cannot catch a break, man. The Chicago Bears have the hardest schedule opponent win percentage going into this season. .550 is what their opponent's schedule is right now.
550, so 55% winning percentage.
Yes, they win more than they lose. The Dolphins are second. Another bad team trying to rebuild. New coach there, new quarterback, new receivers there. Dolphins are second, 542, which I find interesting. I mean, it's their division, right? Patriots, Bills, on top of the other guys. Pretty good.
You got those bad Jets.
Arizona Cardinals are third, folks. They're sandwiched between the Dolphins and the Packers.
See, they don't have a Jets in their division because they are the Jets.
They are the Jets. They're better than the Jets.
Ooh.
Over the past several years. But that's like saying you're the tallest midget.
Tallest little person.
Sorry. I do apologize. Tallest little person.
Steve McCollum. S-Mac 500.
That's like saying you're the prettiest guy. Nobody cares. But yeah,
at the end of the day.
So yeah, Bears playoff team. Dolphins not a playoff team. Cardinals not even close to a playoff team. Packers, Chiefs, Patriots. Raiders not close to a playoff team. Bills playoff team. Chargers playoff team. Carolina playoff team. Minnesota, who's going to be a playoff team, and then you got the Jets. The Cardinals are up here with the hardest schedules with all these playoff teams. You can't even get a crappy schedule when you suck if you're the Cardinals.
Well, you've got 6 games that are all against double-digit win teams.
That's the problem.
Even when you play a fourth-place schedule, you still got to play your division, unfortunately. Can they secede and go to their own division?
Can we go back to the NFC East? By the way, that's who they play this year because Washington's coming here.
Okay.
We go to the Cowboys. Hey, Dale, we go to the Cowboys. Showtime. I'll take Scotty. I'll take my family to that one. You can't
not if you pay and put us up. I'll get us tickets.
Do the show from there. Live. You can get Jerry on with us.
Live from the Owners Club.
Yeah, exactly.
AT&T Stadium.
I'll
Steve McCollum.
I'll front that bill. Hey, we need a sponsor for that. Here, if I said that that's the NFL news that we know as of now, schedule comes out Thursday night. Well, the more stuff will leak tomorrow, more stuff will leak Thursday morning. We'll keep you updated on that and stuff. We'll get the Cardinals. What I look for when the schedule comes out is just who you play and when you play them. When's your bye week? If you have a week 3 bye, you're in trouble. If you have a week 15 bye, you're in trouble, right? Front of the beginning of the schedule. But I also look at where you travel to, who you play when. As I said, when do you play your division rivals? Are you going to Seattle and then you got the Niners at home? Or are you going Rams and then you're going to Seattle? Because you take a beating in those games, and 2 weeks in a row is kind of not what you want. By the way, just in terms of other teams in our division, Rams, their conference schedule is a 5-16. Again, same problem. They're playing some good teams. Niners, though, under 500, 497 for them on this list for the Niners as well. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Seahawks.
Super Bowl champions.
I know. Well, can you blame me? They're getting new owners. Nobody cares about them. They have a 5-14 record. They have the second best besides the Cardinals. And that's because that's your opponent. Isn't that amazing? Their numbers are probably lower than the Cardinals because they don't have to play themselves. God bless them. Hey, Dale, if I said the name, we have to get a little somber here for a moment. If I said the name Craig Morton.
Yep.
What does that mean to you?
Former Dallas Cowboy quarterback who either got released or traded to the Denver Broncos and took him to a Super Bowl.
I remember him as a Bronco, but that's because he played in the Broncos in the early 80s. And
right.
Anybody that grew up in Phoenix knows you either had Cowboys or Broncos to root for on Sundays. That's what you saw out there and stuff. But yeah, he first quarterback to start 2 Super Bowls for 2 separate teams. Took the Cowboys before Dale was even there. 18 seasons in the NFL. Cowboys were 1965 to 74. Obviously, Tom Landry years at that point as well. Some good success there with them as well. He went to here's what I didn't know. He went to the Giants from 74 to 76 before he went to the Broncos from 77 and 82.
I did not know he went to the Giants
Yeah, for 2 years, too.
Yeah.
On top of that. So, taken number 5 overall out of Cal by the Cowboys in the 65 NFL draft. By the way, also number 10 by the Raiders in the AFL draft. That's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
Then pick your thing. But he did lead Dallas to Super Bowl 5, which was the first Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl out there as well. So they did lose to the Colts, 16-13 back then as well. But he did win Super Bowl 6. That was when the Cowboys beat the Dolphins 24-3. But Roger Staubach, some guy named Roger Staubach took over the quarterback position that year.
Staubach.
I know Staubach. Played for the Cowboys. He's a star. I know Staubach. So he took over that year. Big quarterback controversy back in the day for that. But I do remember him more on the Broncos side of things, obviously, because that's when I was young. I was like 5'6". I know you say Craig Morton to me, and I think Broncos, but obviously led them to the Super Bowl as well. First playoff appearance for the Broncos, Super Bowl 12 versus Dallas in the 77 season is what he did. Left us yesterday, 83 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a history there. Woo. Played 207 games, 144 starts. He was 81, 62, and 1 as a quarterback as well. Leaves us now. But were there pictures of him around Cowboy Stadium back then? Or is that where Jerry Jones, when he bought the team, was like, burn it all down?
There were no Craig Morton. I just know from following him. And then obviously when Roger Staubach came along, the one thing that always stood out to me about that is they had like a 2 quarterback system.
During that Super Bowl season, they went to that 2 quarterback.
And because Tom Landry, they didn't have signals back then. So what they did was Tom Landry either ran a guard in to deliver the play. So every play, offensive lineman's running off the field, one's running on the field. I'm like, that would suck so bad, every play doing that. And then they started doing it with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And How crazy is that
Well,
notion?
I do. I was reading yesterday. Obviously, I wasn't around back then, but I was reading this is the first QB controversy.
Yep.
Because one would go out there and have a good play, and then they'd run off.
Yep.
And then the other one come in there and the play would suck, and people would blame that guy.
Yeah.
So it was this big con. They ended up winning the Super Bowl. Obviously, stuck with Roger after that as well.
I think they made the right decision.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's hard to argue that, even though passing on Craig Morton at the time, it had to be a hard decision.
Oh, I think it was. That's why.
But now looking back, you go, well, that was the right decision to make. Even though he had success afterwards, nobody's questioning the move at this point.
You can bring that right back into today's baseball, to where you can question Alec Thomas, the trading with the Dodgers, but at the end of the day.
Yeah, 5 years from now, we'll know. Alec Thomas might have a great career, but you might have the kid that have a better career behind him, right?
Yeah.
On that side. By the way, he was traded from the Cowboys to the Giants.
Okay.
He spent 34 games there, but the Giants weren't good back then, so they struggled as well. Then he was traded from the Giants to the Broncos in '77, the year of Steven, as well. So, yeah. So, you're welcome, Denver. I'm taking credit for the Craig.
The year of
trade.
Steven.
Yeah.
Okay, LeBron.
That was the Orange Crush defense years, man, back then.
Even LeBron has never said that's the year of LeBron.
Well, publicly.
You have, publicly.
So Craig Morton leaving us as well. Another aging.
84 years old, lived a good life.
I'm not going to lie to you. When I heard the name yesterday, I went, the Broncos quarterback?
Yeah.
And then I don't necessarily remember him playing. I was like 5. I was born in '77. So I don't necessarily remember him playing, but man, it just brought back I was like, oh, Broncos, early season, whatever. So I had to read about him and stuff. But that's the problem, though. I was looking at it going, man, he was still alive? He was only 84? 83?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also old, folks. Your D-backs. We obviously talked a little bit about them to start the show. If you missed the news at the top of the show there, or haven't been on social media today, Alec Thomas traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers, because they need help over there as well. They got back a low-level outfielder, Jose Requena, in return. Never going to play for the Diamondback system. That's just a body. And Drew Jones. Just think of him as Drew Jones is what I'm going to call him now moving forward as well. Just going to play lower-level baseball, and they're going to hype him up all the time and everything, and it's going to mindle down there as well.
All right, Craig Morton.
That's the news earlier. D-backs yesterday, though, 1-0. Since the great meeting of the Oracle, Torey Lovello in his office for the 5 starters, they've got 2.16 ERA over the last week. Dominating performance. Not just dominating performances on the mound, they're going long in the games as well. As they're doing it, they're able to pass off. These bullpen guys aren't getting work in right now because these guys are going 6-7 innings, leaving it out there. Now, I would like a little bit better than a 1-0 ball game against some Texas players that can hit some balls quickly out of the ballpark, but obviously able to withstand that storm yesterday. Perdomo, by the way, our only RBI hit Carolyn early on in this game in the first inning.
Yep, 2 doubles.
And way to start the game, and then pitchers took care of it after that, Dale, just like we had all scripted it. I've given Torey, I'm going to say me. I'm not a Torey fan. You guys know this about me. He's too lackadaisical. He's too, shucks, that sucks that happened to us, but oh well, we'll be better tomorrow. Oh, it sucks we've been in a 3-month-long slide, but it's okay. We're better than this. We'll get better than this. It just doesn't do enough. Torey Lovello has changed this year. We've talked about it a lot this year. That meeting there. Now, it's not helping on the offensive side.
Hasn't called him in yet, Steve.
You would think, Dale, Alec Thomas being DFA'd, now traded to the Dodgers, is going to light some guys up here of, I better start hitting. Because there's a young guy below. We're not done with young guys below that are playing well. Tommy Troy is playing well in the minor leagues. he could easily come up and come into this team. There's other guys that can come up and play in this system. I guess my hope would be this move with Alec Thomas might light some fire underneath some of these guys. Or just the fact that young guys are coming up with the enthusiasm and everything and playing the way they're playing. Not just at the bat. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. We're talking about Waldschmidt. But he made that diving play to save runs there at one point. So they're not just playing well, from the plate. They're contributing in the field, which they need a veteran to wake up. And Perdomo got the double after Carroll yesterday. Hopefully Carroll's trending toward waking up. But you need Marte, you need Perdomo to be more consistent here.
The top of that order. But you know what? What I really liked was when they interviewed the All-Star starter reliever after the game yesterday, and they were talking to Sewald, and obviously all the gushiness about the pitching staff, starting pitching, and then along with that, relievers have been coming in, shutting them down when they've had to, and it's been fantastic in the pitching side. And he was asked about how hard is it to pitch with 1-0 games and all that, and he said, "Hey, baseball, we're going to go through this year, and right now we're winning close games. Our pitching staff's doing good. Hey, in June or July, we're going to win some games 10-8, and 9-7, and whatever. Baseball, it's cyclical. It's just things are going to happen.
Well, we've already seen that this year. They were winning games, coming back and winning games, and now they're not having to do it. By the way, since you mentioned him, begrudgingly, I have to give you this stat.
Yeah.
Paul Sewald's pitched in 17 games for the D-backs this season. I'm kidding on begrudgingly. I'm most impressed by Sewald's performance this year out of anybody on this team.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this before. What he's doing with his comeback is the most impressive for him, just mentally to go out there, especially for a pitcher.
A reliever, a
relieving
closer.
pitcher. A guy that if he screws up,
yeah,
everybody's going to blame him regardless of the situation, because that's how you lose. It's like a kicker, right? In a game-winning field goal. Everybody else gets you to that point to win it. He shanks it.
Yeah.
Forget about all the bad things that happened during that game. It's that kicker's fault for missing that.
And no matter how many times the coaches go, every play matters.
Yes.
Everybody's looking at the kicker go, one play matters.
Same thing with the closer. You hang one fastball that gets launched out of the ballpark, or even then you make a good pitch and a guy makes a good hit on it and they score a run. They can do it. So I'm most impressed with Paul Sewald in all seriously on what he's been doing this year. He's pitched in 17 games now for the D-backs. 15 of those, he hasn't given up a single run. In the other 2, he gave up a bunch of runs, but non-close situations. We've had fun with that before, with even to the point where I'm defending him, saying, stop pitching him in non-safe situations.
Yeah.
I went to his side of defending him because that's how most impressive I have been with Paul Sewald this year. And the stats are just backing up. He's been lights out. Now, I give him a lot of crap because he's not a Mason Miller in San Diego. He's not your prototypical closer. This could be fascinating, man. If he can keep pitching like this, just project it out here. Puck coming back, J-Mart coming back. Just think how strong this bullpen's going to get. Adding those 2 guys. I don't think you would move Sewald out of closer with 2 returning injury guys.
No, but you'd have a 7-8 guy.
That's the point.
7, 8, 9.
Oh, dear God. Starting pitchers get us through 6, which they're doing right now. And it's going to be lights out after that. And that's where you can kind of get excited about. Now, again, I don't know how you solve the hitting side of it.
Call him in, Steve. Call him in.
But you're still winning. I read yesterday that the thing where he struggled with Torrey, he overshares so much garbage that we don't need to know, and it actually makes it worse. Like, takes good feelings and makes us feel like, why are you telling us that, man? We were feeling good about you. I read yesterday, maybe Torrey talked about it, but a couple beat writers mentioned that he did bring in some hitters and talk to him during the Mets series.
Okay.
I don't have confirmation of that. I've seen that a couple places, but nothing's like out there that I've seen at least that says that it did happen. But it hasn't helped. That hasn't helped. But hitting pitching to me is something you can have a conversation about, and guys can get better after that conversation. Hitting, on the other hand, I think if you draw attention to it, it makes it worse because guys are going to start pressing.
Well, you can start maybe talk about approach, maybe talk about mechanics, fundamentals, but yeah, I mean, but it's not like football where, hey, hit him harder.
Yeah.
Hey, just
harder.
Hit him harder, run through a wall. You can't say that.
Swing harder, swing softer, don't swing as hard. No, no, and that's where you get into the fundamentals side of things with hitters, get them out of their mind and stuff to that effect. I think we're seeing Carroll wake up a little bit. I do think we're seeing Perdomo wake up a little bit. It's a slower wake up for him, but I mean, he's batting .228 now. I mean, for a guy that was low singles just 2-3 weeks ago, it's kind of fascinating to see as well out there. Fernandez did get in the game yesterday as well. I do like the rotation of Barossa and even Walshman. As much as I want to see Walshman in as much games as humanly possible, he should not be out of this lineup, at least starting. But you can mix in, Barossa into that, as a platoon guy off of the bench kind of a deal. I do like what they're doing with the rotations a little bit here going forward, and it's working so far. Now, they play again today. Zach Gallen's on the mound today. If there's one starting pitcher you're worried about, Dale, of the 5 that started pitching well, which one is it? Guess to me it's Zach Gallen.
Well, I think you can pick and choose, but if you're looking at overall, because what's interesting to me is Zach signed the 1-year contract, took a little bit of a pay cut. Yeah. I'm betting on himself, put more pressure on himself, and I don't think he responded to that real well.
I think he struggled. He struggled last year coming out of that final year of the contract and couldn't put it together last year. Right. I think that pressure gets to him a little bit. I do. I'm not saying he's going to go out and be terrible. What I'm saying is, he's the guy that's going to give you the least amount of innings, meaning he might go 6 tonight, which is hard to argue about. Don't get me wrong. But he's not striking guys out like he used to. He's putting balls into play, which can be deadly when you're not on there. So if there's one pitcher, Merrill Kelly would be too, by the way. Merrill Kelly is another guy that I am just like, every time he goes on the mound, I'm like, let's see what happens. Other than that, man, I'm so comfortable with this lineup. It's not even funny. Yeah. And it's not even that I'm worried they're going to go out and stink it up. It's just more of, hey, they might have an off game. Like Gallen might only go 3 innings tonight or 4 innings tonight and struggle from that perspective. But that's what I kind of I was thinking about this last night of, isn't it odd the 2 guys you're most worried about are Gallen and Kelly?
Guys that you probably had arguably the most confidence in coming into the season.
It's a weird feeling of what in the world is happening out there.
Right.
Between these guys. So Gallen's on the mound today as well. Who's he facing tonight? Let me pull this up. I believe it's Gore. Yep, Mackenzie Gore is who he's facing tonight. Zach Gallen, 5:05 p.m. from Texas. This is a 3-game series. Am I correct on this?
Yes.
Okay, it is a 3 because sometimes you get into a 2-game series with the league. Ryan Nelson, of course, tomorrow against Kumar Rocker. Tomorrow was Rocker the guy that came out the other day with the white undershirt? So they made him go change his uniform, and the game was delayed. That's just who put on a white undershirt.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm just looking at their schedule moving forward.
Yeah, it gets easier.
And
gets easy.
But they have an off day on Thursday.
Yeah.
So they play Texas today and tomorrow, and then they have an off day Thursday, and then Friday, May 15th, they play 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
They've had a lot of off days
until Thursday the 28th would be their next.
They've had a lot of off days, but a lot of that has to do with the Mexico City series and things to that effect. So, but they have had a lot of off dates compared to other teams. But not only that, Dale, you skipped over it after this Texas series, which isn't an easy series. But then you got Colorado, which Colorado's improved this year. They will beat you if you if you go out there and not pitch well and stuff. But then you got San Francisco after Colorado, and their manager doesn't even know how to call to the pen, which is embarrassing.
Well, yeah, I mean, their next year they have Colorado, San Francisco for 3, Colorado for 4, San Francisco for 3.
Yeah, this is where this right now is where you can make a run and put pressure on the teams in front of you, meaning your first place Padres. So of the NL West standings, if you will, Kobe.
Dodgers on a losing streak.
That's why they needed Alec Thomas, Dale.
Watch them jump out of that.
24-16 record for the Padres. They do take the half a game lead over the Dodgers. They've been battling it there for that first place all season long. Diamondbacks there at 500, 20-20. And that's what I'm saying. Like, as bad as the Giants have been playing and as bad as the Rockies have been playing, Dale, yeah, they're 3.5 games out, 4.5 games out behind the Diamondbacks. But you can make that up quickly if the Diamondbacks don't play well against these two teams here over the next 3 weeks. You can also go on a little bit of a run here, winning these series to keep you in contention with the Dodgers and Padres and pushing those guys down a little bit. You see, so Diamondbacks need to figure out this hitting. And dare I say it, man, you can wake up against the Giants and the Rockies. Your bats can wake up in between with those guys. And their pitchers.
A lot of games against them.
Last thing I want to mention on the Diamondbacks, I never want somebody to get hurt. Ever. But I breathed a sigh of relief when Carlos Santana re-injured himself in Reno the other day. Not because I want him to be hurt, not because anything like that. It takes the possibility of the Diamondbacks making a mistake, bringing him back up into this team. It takes it out of contention. That's what I mean by I breathed a sigh of relief. Not that I want him to get hurt. It takes a potential bad decision out of the hands of the Diamondbacks. And I'm grateful for that side of it. Not the injury. I'm grateful the decision's been taken out of their hands. Because I firmly believe Fernandez was going down and he was coming up. And that's a decision that would rifle and upset your fan base. Give Fernandez more playing time. Dare I say it? He makes $2 million a year. He's here for a year. Carlos Santana, I could care less if we ever see him again. So Dale took the bad decision possibility out of the Diamondbacks' hands.
It's such a positive show, other than you're bitching.
What do you mean a positive? The Diamondbacks won't have to make a bad decision now.
Now you're glad Santana's still hurt.
I'm not glad he's hurt.
Re-injured himself.
I'm not glad he's hurt. I wish him the utmost health on the
planet.
planet.
Stay up in Reno for another couple weeks.
Oh, he's going to go. He's going to come back. He's going to have to say he hurt his abductor again, so same injury. Generally, if you re-injure the same injury, you generally are out longer the second time than you are the first. Like I said, I'm not happy it happened. Let's be clear on this. But the Diamondbacks were on the precipice of making a decision the fan base and people wouldn't have been happy about. Now it's just out of their hands. So perfect. That's what I'm glad about. Did you like playing on artificial turf out of curiosity as we wrap up this show? Now, you played in one of the worst ones of all time, Philadelphia. That was
artificial
concrete.
Turf back then was so ridiculous. It was interesting. I was just flipping through a couple of the Peyton's places.
Yeah.
Those, he does
shows.
30-minute deals on a subject.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning. And he was showing what the Vet, which is where Philadelphia played, what their field was like.
Mm-hmm.
And literally it was concrete,
Mm-hmm.
and they put a layer of AstroTurf over it. Not a cushion.
Thin.
Not much. And then
Thin AstroTurf.
And then the other thing about it was the Phillies also played there.
Yeah.
So the bases were inserts, and they were literally raised about 3 inches above the playing surface.
Yeah.
So the skill guys are running, catch your toe, stop your toe.
Hill comes up out of nowhere.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking of. Was that was bad back then. Artificial turf today can be soft. Like when I walk on the Rattlers field, I mean that feels soft.
Yes.
It can be. I mean it bounces almost,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That type of a deal. Only reason I bring it up is all the stadiums are being converted to natural grass where the World Cup's playing in. So all the dome stadiums are going to artificial turf now, are going to regular grass. So obviously you can grow it. How well can it grow for a long time? But NFLPA players want grass fields like the World Cup. So that was my last note for you. There was. But I mean, you played in an era where the artificial turf wasn't.
It was really bad.
Wasn't anything but it's different today.
Really bad. And I got hurt just as much on natural grass as I did on artificial turf. So
there were studies. There's 2 different types of artificial turfs. Like the Vikings just had to redo their field, or they're redoing it this year because it was the bad version of artificial turf that the NFL doesn't want anymore. So there's still bad ones out there, but I don't know. Just a player question that I have.
World Cup's more important than NFL players.
It's more money. That's why they're all willing to do it. I think it was Mercedes. It was in Atlanta. They literally are putting like all this stuff down so the grass can simulate growth while it's inside the stadium. It's not like Cardinal Stadium where the grass rolls out, or Raiders Stadium where the grass rolls out. It just is in the Atlanta Stadium. So they're trying to figure out how to get it in there, and I guess they have a way to do it. But there's a lot of stuff down there waiting to go. So Dale, appreciate you joining me today on our show.
On your show.
Our show. We'll be back tomorrow. Are you coming back tomorrow?
Barring any unforeseen circumstances.
She goes into labor early?
Which I think that they're doing the C-section about a week early.
That's what I'm saying. That it would have, something would have to happen for that to, obviously. Make sure you text me if that happens, by the way.
Yeah, you'll be the first one to know.
Hey, I just want to do this on record as well. Dale? There you go, buddy.
Oh, brother.
Big Dale. Ethan's in it. Well, it's for Brooke, too.
That looks like a Shutterfly envelope.
It does. Look at that.
You know anybody who works for
I
Shutterfly?
know. That better be hanging up on your fireplace so your daughter will see it when she comes over.
Do you know anybody who works for Shutterfly?
Yeah. When your daughter comes over with the baby, that better be on your mantle so she sees it. It's the only reason you're getting one of those. Ethan's graduation stuff. Everybody that knows Ethan's getting one, part of the fun as well. Papa Mike says 10 minutes to Phoenix Raceway. He says 15 minutes to see the Cardinals. He goes, best side, west side. I will never move. I'd rather drive an hour and a half, Papa Mike, than live over there as well. So that's what I'd rather do. Appreciate you joining us as well on TME Media AZ. We'll be back tomorrow. Come and join us, would you? Have a great Tuesday night, everyone.